and welcome to my Voices Have Tourettes, and that's why Stereotypes exist. My name is Dan Zarin, I am your host. Let's get started here. So today's episode is brought to you by Gamesel Studio, The Secret Cellar, Iceland's first and only comedy club, and Smáre's Volcano Sauces, the best hot sauces I've ever had in my life. Today I am joined by two of my very, very closest friends here. They've been in this podcast. They've been in the show with me for 2 years. I started the show with one of them, and let's just introduce them. So next to me is Þórhallur Þórhallsson.
Hi!
And on video we have Elva.
Hey! Woo!
We are continuing this attempt to get more than two people in episodes. So we're like, all right, 2 mics, 1 camera. We got this. Let's do this.
Yes. But before we go any further, I actually didn't do the mic check.
You didn't do the mic check?
No.
We were supposed to do that in the beginning.
I know. Can I do it now?
All right, go ahead and do the mic check.
Okay, check 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2 is fine.
Yeah, they seem to be fine. Can you check the other numbers for me?
Okay, check 3 4.
Why are you saying it like that?
3 4.
Why are you doing that? Just check the mic.
Check 3 4.
Why are you saying the 4? Oh, okay. It's a 4? That's the one that's messed up.
Yeah, there's
that's
something
the one.
wrong with
Hold on, let me.
Þórhallur isn't very he doesn't know how to count, so he's just like trying. Is it like 3 4?
Well, I think there's something wrong with the 4. Yeah, it's still wrong.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, we're still. Try it again.
3 4.
Oh no, I made it worse. Sorry. Try it again.
3 4. 3 4.
All right, 3 4.
Oh,
3 4.
yeah.
See, the thing is that everyone checks the 1 and 2, but they always forget about the other numbers because you don't hear check 3 4. You don't hear check 5 6. Oh, we forgot the 6.
Okay, just forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. The mics are fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
we practiced this for half an hour, Elva.
Yeah.
This was all just to prank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were just sitting back like, you idiots.
I was just like, it's just those guys. I mean,
this is just how they do.
Okay.
But that is true.
You can't surprise me because I believe you guys to do anything. So it's
This makes sense. This makes sense.
I love though. It's not like, you know how like in TV shows there are characters that have their catchphrases. Elva's catchphrase is just simply calling us idiots. It's not even really a catchphrase. It's just something she says all the time.
I do. When I think of it, I'm always like, "You're an idiot. Oh, you idiot." Like, I don't know. But I think it's more like a term of an endearment, when I say that. It's like in Icelandic when I say someone is vitleysingur. Yeah. It's actually a very it's a praise. Yeah. It's a
you're a silly goose.
Yeah. And so idiot is kind of the English version of vitleysingur. So it's yeah.
Well, that's better than what Icelandic parents call their children. Rúsínaraskat.
Yeah.
Which is raise an asshole.
Yeah. That's what we call our kids.
Why do you call your kids that?
Because they're all like wrinkly and they look like little assholes. But in a cute way.
But then they grow up
act like it also.
Yeah, they grow up to be little assholes.
And smell like it.
And smell like it.
No, that's actually part of why I do have anxiety, because my family would always go, "Oh, you're such a raskat." I'm like, do I look like an asshole? Do I smell like it? So that gave me a lot of anxiety.
But there's different versions of it, right? Like it's like every family has their own version of Rúsínaraskat. Yeah. I mean, there's little Rúsínaraskat, which is just little raisin asshole. Yeah. Then people have alternates. There's also apparently a character that's forgotten, the forgotten Santa Claus, because Iceland has 13 Santa Clauses. Yeah. But they actually have 14. They forgot about Rúsínapungur.
They actually that's wrong. Actually,
there are
we
many
have
of them.
like lots and lots and lots of Santa Clauses.
Just 13 of them are famous.
Oh,
yeah. The 13 of them only made it to a poem that the poet like made about the Santa Clauses. So
only 13, yeah. 13.
I thought you were going to say only 13 were voiced by Latte.
No.
That's why you only do 13. But I came up with a character. It's the forgotten Santa Claus named Rusinapungur. Yeah. Because all the Santa Clauses, they're like doing like weird stuff. Like there's like the candle stealer and there's the window peeper. Yeah. And then I had Jag heter Rusinapungur och jag vet bara säga hallå.
This is my favorite Santa Claus.
Yeah. And basically
like they're called.
For those of you listening in that don't speak Icelandic, it's basically my name is Raisin Scrotum, and I just want to say hi.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
Hello. You have to get like all the phlegm.
Yeah, it's like
I don't have any phlegm. So
it's like you have the raisin balls in.
Yeah. I'm phlegmless.
It's so weird. I think the only reason I can do that is actually because of Tourette syndrome, because I have a tick that causes like all right, this is really gross, but it's basically I have like all the like phlegm in my throat and like all that. It just goes back and forth, so I get like a phlegm buildup. So
I'm just the little dingly thing back in my throat.
The uvula?
Uvula, yeah. It's uvur in Icelandic. I love it. I'm just making that.
So you have uvurkvíði. Uvula anxiety. You just have to relax the throat muscles.
This is already the weirdest episode.
I can't do this.
I like how I started off this episode by being like, this is my Voices Have Tourettes, and that's why stereotypes exist, and we just go straight to
You're cheating.
I couldn't do it. I'm really that.
This is a brilliant time to talk about one of our sponsors, Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola is a wonderful beverage that comes in red cans and is definitely the product I'm talking about. Find them at your local supermarket now. But remember, COVID exists, so baby, stay out of the supermarket.
Did you say baby stay out?
I meant to say maybe.
Yeah.
It's like
baby stay out of the supermarket.
It's like a voice I've been doing lately that's like based on like those like nerdy characters from games.
Yeah.
Where it's like instead of saying no to something, they're like no. So it's like baby stay out of the supermarket.
That was like Goofy or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't do that one. I've been wanting to do like impressions of characters, and Goofy is one of them, just so I can do the yahoo-wee. But I can't do it right. Scratch that. This is the greatest episode that we've done so far.
I think so, yeah.
Elva, can you do any impressions?
Oh.
I can no. Well, the only impression I can do is like the bird.
Yeah, you're really good at that. It's an Icelandic bird. It's called hrossagaukur.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called in English.
No.
I think it's a loon.
You're a loon.
I know that. All right, let's
go. I can do that. Okay, so. Wait for it.
You're so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the smile on her face.
Don't interrupt her. It's not even close.
What was that?
Oh. Yeah.
That is the sound they make, though. Wait, do it again?
It's a sound they make with their wings. I just don't have any wings, so I had to improvise.
Well, Þórhallur does it by turning his head.
Yeah. Bjarni taught me how to. He does it perfectly.
Bjarni Töframaður.
Yeah, our friend. But I can. Yeah, we can't do it. We can't do it. This is awful. This is awful.
And then it's the bagpipe thing. I can like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could show us a little example of that.
No.
No.
That's only for times when I'm really drunk.
That's true.
That's fair. That's fair.
You have to have like a one thing.
Yeah.
You only do when you're like, you know.
That's only for live performances.
Yes.
I remember when you weren't in Finland.
I was in Finland. What's wrong with you? This has been since we came back from Finland. He's been saying you weren't in Finland. I was like, we're on the plane going from Finland. He's like, I was in Finland. I was like, I'm with you in the plane.
At this point, I literally just do it to see if I can get you more and more angry each time.
I wasn't in Sweden.
I know you weren't in Sweden because you were filming something.
I think Dan just doesn't. I think he just wishes you weren't with us in Finland.
I'm starting to think that. Yeah.
No, but I was gonna say when we were in Finland, there was a night that Elva got really, really drunk.
Yeah,
and it was for the Fringe Festival there, and everyone was just like doing.
It was at the end. It was at the end, like
everyone was doing speeches and stuff.
Yeah,
and everyone was doing like these heartfelt speeches. I'm just like I'm so glad I got to know all of you, and I really hope the best for everyone, regardless of who wins an award. We won all of them. But regardless, and then Elva goes up, and just me and Þórhallur are at the table going, "Oh no, oh no,
what's going on?"
And she goes, because we had some guys from Scotland here, and we're going, "Oh no, oh no," and she's just like, "I just wanted to sing you." Oh, we actually have a song in Iceland that works for Scotland, and I wanted to sing it, in honor of us all being together. And she was just like,
She did it better.
I did it better, yes. The bagpipe thing, yeah.
And everyone was expecting like this heartfelt moment. And she's just like, nope, I'm just a drunken idiot.
She is the most...
And everyone was like, okay.
I mean, she just doesn't drink a lot, but when she does, she's the most fun drunk ever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're just like a smiling idiot and imitating bagpipes.
Yeah,
it's awesome. I love it. You should drink every day.
Yeah,
To be fair though, everyone agreed that was the best speech of the whole festival.
Of course.
Good time.
Good time.
Remember when we went to San Diego this summer?
Oh yeah.
We couldn't because of I think COVID.
We were going to go to San Diego, and then we didn't because of COVID, but we will go. We will end up going there.
One day.
We will. Yes.
We will.
We were going to travel a lot this year, but COVID.
Yeah.
I remember. Because I got a Facebook memory saying like there was an article written about us that was like my Voices Have Tourettes plans to travel to America next year, and this was 2018. And I was looking at it today, and I was like, yeah, we were gonna do that.
Yeah.
I remember I had one of the most anxiety, like crazy moments trying to plan that tour because I called a guy in Boston and I was trying to set up a gig for us, and like he could tell that I had never done this before, and he just goes, "Is this your first time doing this?" And I'm like, no, it's just that, things are different here in Iceland when it comes to yes, this is my first time. Shut up. And I hung up.
And then he just did the bagpipes.
Yeah, then I did the bagpipes while I was drinking.
Yeah. I would love to get you over here.
I remember there were also an article after we came from Finland, and you were quoted. Þórhallur
you weren't in Finland.
No, that was the article that Dan just said. Þórhallur wasn't in Finland.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of Þórhallur not in Finland, and it was me in Finland.
Denial.
Well, yeah, we actually have. We
shared a bed, Dan.
Yes, you did.
We shared a bed in Finland.
I know you were in Finland.
I have a picture.
Show it to him.
When you were sleeping.
Show it to him.
You have a photo. You took a photo while we were sleeping?
Yep.
Wow, that's a violation.
Well, actually, to be fair, it makes sense because you snore so loudly that obviously she couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I do that.
No, actually, I mean, remember when the three of us slept in a hotel room in Akureyri?
When the three of us slept together, yes.
Yeah, the three of us. Great threesome we had. In Akureyri with all the bunnies. I didn't wake up to Þórhallur snoring. I've never heard him snore.
No.
I actually think I snore more than he does.
We should have a snore competition.
Snore challenge.
Here's the thing. All right. So last night, because Þórhallur and I live in the same apartment, and I went out on the balcony late at night. I heard him snoring while I was on the balcony.
Well, I mean, his window is beside the balcony, so you know.
I was just outside on the balcony, and I hear.
Yeah, I always have my window open, and I always think about what, like, people walking, like.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody hears me. I'm like, the whole neighbors probably heard me snoring.
It should be in a horror movie, like one of those horror movies where like they're walking outside and they just hear like a rustle in the leaves, and they're just like, is someone out there? Is someone? Make yourself known. And then they're like, but in this world, they would just be them walking and they just hear, and they're like, what? Oh no, Þórhallur's here. Don't say his name 3 times, he'll appear. This is because I looked at a window and said his name 3 times.
Well, yes. If they're not Icelandic, they can't say my name 3 times. Þórhallur.
Actually, if real quick game.
The curse of the Icelanders, kind of.
real quick game. If you guys were the killer in a horror movie, what would be the way to summon you?
Oh,
because mine would obviously be someone looking in a mirror and squeaking 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh no!
If somebody doesn't answer their phone 3 times, I appear.
Yeah.
3 missed calls and I come and snore at you.
you just stand over their bed.
Oh my
and
God.
I consume your soul through snoring.
Yeah. Yes. And when you breathe out, you just breathe out bad spirits, you know.
You're like a wraith, but instead of sucking the soul out, you snore the soul in.
Yeah.
We should make this movie.
We should.
And you don't mean to do it. You're just sleepwalking.
Yeah. I have no idea. I mean, I'm just killing a lot of people when I'm sleeping. I was like,
yeah.
I always wake up so tired. You're like, you've been killing people the whole night.
You were snoring all night. Like, I don't know. How would people summon me?
Turn in circles.
Turn in circles 3 times.
Yeah.
Or listen to the song. You spin me right round, baby, right round. And they have to play it backwards, and then I will appear.
They play it backwards, and Elva shows up, and she's just like, all right, you...
Spinning wheel?
Summoned me?
No, she will show up like, you idiot.
You idiot.
Damn you, now I have to do this thing. Oh.
All right, well, let's get to the point of this episode, though, because I did want to talk about.
We're doing an episode.
I know, right?
What?
No, I did want to talk about stereotypes because this is something that's been coming up a lot in the groups that I'm in on Facebook. Is like for example, with Tourette syndrome, there's the stereotype that everyone just shouts out swear words.
Yeah, and
I'm wondering, like, what I wanted to kind of talk about is the various stereotypes of disorders and talk about, like, you know, what, like, how did they become stereotypes? Why those ones? So, I mean, obviously, like Elva, you and I have talked a lot about the fact that obviously, the one with Tourette's is just because that's the most marketable one.
Yeah.
And that's the one that people can make money off of. Like, hey, I've got an idea for a movie. What's the character going to do? Well, he's got Tourette syndrome. Oh, so he's just going to like twitch and stuff? No, he's going to shout out swear words. All right,
yeah,
signed.
I actually think like because shouting out swear words, it's really strange, but it's strange in a way people can understand it.
Yeah.
But just twitching and stuff is something that people are like, why? That's not something I recognize in other people, So I think that could also be the reason that the corporalia is, and also because it's funny in, movies and stuff.
Well, and it's the thing about coprolalia though is because this is a stereotype, and everyone who doesn't know anything about Tourette syndrome only knows that, and because of that, they thought I've noticed that because of that stereotype, there's actually there's almost a lot of coprolalia shaming in the Tourette community because they're trying to get people to realize that not everyone with Tourette syndrome has that. But then it kind of ends up with them kind of putting down people that actually have it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard that, but
it's not often.
No.
I think it's more subtle, for lack of a better way of putting it, but it does exist.
And there's corporalia. It isn't just swear words. Like a guy I know, he whistles a lot, and all kinds of really cool whistling, all kinds of really cool sounds. And so when he starts, we're just in a meeting or something, and he starts. We usually just look at him just because it's just really cool that he's doing, But it is because of Tourette's, and it is a tick. So I think corporalia can be stuff like that also. And I mean, I heard people talk about having corporalia, but they, one guy I was in a lecture he was giving, he used to always scream out 2 words. It was orange or seagull.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really random. And so it isn't even always swear words and stuff.
Do you know what you call a bird when it hangs out by the bay?
What?
A bagel. This is the reaction I expected from that. Just
wow. We're gonna cut that out.
But no, I
think I have to go now. No.
Well, although I was going to say, because you talked about how you guys were looking at him and you were thinking it was really cool, the tick that he had. And I was thinking, have you noticed that when people that don't have Tourette syndrome look at someone's ticks and they're just like, oh, that's cool. The person with Tourette syndrome is just like, oh no, that was not cool. I don't like that. No. But when it's with people with Tourette syndrome, I've literally talked to people who had I talked to a woman once who had a tick where she her squeak was kind of like a dog barking, and halfway through talking to her, I was just like, see, now that's awesome. I wish I had that one. And both of us could laugh at it. Yeah. But it's weird when it happens when someone doesn't have Tourette syndrome and says that. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it is. Because you're like, no, you have no idea how hard it is keeping this up every day, all day. And I actually, now my shoulder is hurting a lot. Because I got this new tick where I'm just I don't know if you can see it, but I'm always doing like this, and not just with the whole shoulder, but inside the shoulder with the, and
some shoulder
it hurts
shrugging.
So much that I haven't been able to use my left hand for days now.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And the thing is that my tick doesn't care. My tick isn't just oh, she's hurting now, so okay, I'm gonna stop. No.
Right.
The tick is just I don't care. I'm gonna stay here.
That's none of my business. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, and that's the ticks I like the least.
Yeah. Well, that's a part of Tourette's that people don't think about. Is that the fact that when you're when you have Tourette's and you're trying to sleep, a lot of people have trouble sleeping because their ticks just won't let them sleep. Like because like you said, Tourette's, like your tics don't care if it hurts you. It just wants you to do it.
No. Yeah.
And but what I'm wondering though is because we've talked on this podcast and also just a lot of times about the fact that, like, imagine if there was a movie about someone with Tourette syndrome who didn't shout out swear words. How do you guys think the response from the public would be? Do you think it would work? Like, people would be like, "Oh, okay, well, he's got Tourette's or she's got Tourette's," or do you think they would just be confused and not believe it?
I think like people would probably just like, what's going on? Because they're just so used to that. This like, he's swearing. That means Tourette syndrome. So if they see other tics, they were like, so what's going on?
Right.
They would have to get like an explanation. Like, now Tourette ticking is going on. Just like a sign above, like
a marquee.
Yeah, Touretting.
Just a scrolling across the bottom. Currently ticking.
Yeah.
Currently ticking.
Is that not right? Yeah. Touretting.
Currently Touretting. I like that. Woo. I'm going to use that now. Like when someone's like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just Touretting."
Yeah. It is actually a cool thing. Yeah, I'm just Touretting.
Hashtag Touretting.
So, yeah.
Like, oh man, that would get out of hand quick. Hashtag Touretting.
On tour.
But what about about anxiety? Do we have any like stereotypes about that?
I think usually if
it's laziness.
I mean, I think it's usually. Yeah. I mean, it's always kind of like paralyzing anxiety. Nobody is just struggling with kind of like mild anxiety in a film. It's just like they don't leave the house. They are just like in a
they just get panic attacks every day and
Mm-hmm. I mean, of course it needs to be extreme if it's like a movie. It's just for the viewing experience. You it's not going to be exciting to see somebody who's like, I don't want to answer the phone now. You're like, I don't feel like it.
Well,
whoa, what a movie.
You're right though. I remember when they have someone with anxiety disorder in movies, it's more extreme panic disorder.
Yeah, and like they do the zoom thing.
Yeah,
and the walls are closing in. Boom. And like, it's not like it's not always like that.
You know what? Actually, that reminds me. You know what's actually kind of fun when you watch a movie where they have someone with something like this, and they just call it one thing, and you actually get to guess whatever each thing actually is. Because like for example, like with anxiety, like when they do the walls closing in and stuff, is that anxiety or is it claustrophobia? Do you know what I mean? It depends on the situation. Like when people go I forget what it's called, but when people leave their home and they have a fear of open spaces.
I just know it in Icelandic. Víðáttufælni.
Yeah. You guys have a word for everything.
Of course.
Yes.
We are a language.
Especially psychiatric or mental disorders, because like a small gene pool. Yeah. We have a lot of
craziness.
Mental disorders and all that stuff. So
outdoor phobia would be the translation.
But it has to be like big spaces, I think. Or
Well, I mean, it can be anything. Like there are people that once they live somewhere, just exiting their home.
Yeah.
Gives them like a panic attack, and they get, and it's actually like there have been people that have described like that fear, like when they go out in public, they get like dizzy, and they actually experience like that feeling of like kind of like lightheadedness, and it feels so uncomfortable that they go back inside.
Yeah, it's just like
I would like to see a movie, like where a person has a lot of laundry and it's just like, all my underwear is dirty, I need to wash my clothes, and the person just looks at the laundry and like, I can't do it. It's
I just give up.
I'm just mildly like this. So
just like
more like, the anxiety that like normal people, have struggled the most.
The more realistic portrayal.
Mundane problems.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, like, what do you guys think are aspects of anxiety from like the real point of view that aren't really shown in movies or TV or aren't really, a part of pop culture?
Yeah.
Because everyone talks about everyone always talks about like the very basics that because if you think about it, everyone on the planet has anxiety. There's a difference between having anxiety and having anxiety disorder.
I mean, if you don't have any anxiety at all, that wouldn't be good.
You're a sociopath if you don't have any anxiety at all.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you needed some anxiety, so you wouldn't go up and like talk to the lion over there.
Yeah.
You're like, anxiety just like, hey, danger.
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
That's what it is.
Could you imagine people just going up to a lion like, "Hey, Simba, how's it going?" The lion just bites their hand off, and they're like, "I should not have done that."
No,
it's a big kitty cat.
No, I'm scared.
So it is like a warning system. Anxiety. It's just like, hey, if you do that, you might potentially be in danger.
Yeah.
When you have anxiety disorder, then it just like the phone rings, and you're like, I might die if I answer that. So that's when it becomes a disorder,
Well, I've said this in the this podcast before, but the best way that I've ever heard panic disorder described, and it does work with the aspects of anxiety as well, is that it's kind of like a faulty car alarm. So like there have been if for example a car had an alarm that would get set off just by the air going by the car.
Yeah.
That's kind of what So with panic disorder, it's like your internal alarm system going off randomly and triggering a panic attack, but you have no idea why you're getting a panic attack. Mm-hmm. So it's similar with the phone. Like the phone goes off, you have no idea why you're having anxiety. No. But because realistically, and we talked about this, you realize, nothing's going to happen if you pick up the phone, but in your head, you're thinking something's going to happen if I pick up the phone.
Something might happen though, Dan.
You might get a phone call from someone.
Yeah. It might be bad news, like your whole family is dead now.
True.
Yeah.
But
or
usually it's not.
Deal with that you just don't want to deal with, and I've had panic attacks, but I have never got this feeling where I thought I was dying, like a lot of people describe, so it's really different between.
Yeah. I've only gotten that feeling like, I think twice in my life.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you get like dizzy. I got a little bit of dizziness, and I just felt like cold inside. And I was just like, okay, this is it. I'm dying now. This is the life is just leaking out. Or I'm just this is it. This is sudden death.
Well, actually, this
is just your feelings dying.
Well, this is an interesting thing. Because Elva, you suffer with depression as well. And
what?
With depression, have you ever found like when it starts that you kind of get like, it's like it's like your body feels a chill, like you get the chills a bit, and then you kind of feel hollow.
That's what I get with the.
You get that?
Yeah, that's what I get with the panic.
Because I get that with this depression as well.
Oh, okay. And so
I don't know.
Yeah. No, and when you don't know what's going on, that increases the panic. But so now when I feel I can feel this is starting a little bit. I just know, this is a panic, and it calms me down, so I don't get the full blown like I did before when I just actually thought, this is it. I'm just dying now. There's something going on. This is not supposed to be going on. It's a weird feeling, so I'm probably dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I take medication for my depression, so it doesn't get really bad often. But when I feel myself starting to sink into a big black hole. A thing that has worked for me, it doesn't work for everyone. It's just something I found works for me, is that I give myself permission. I say to myself, okay, you're feeling crappy, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to get out of bed and stuff. Mm-hmm. You can feel that way the next 3 days. After that, you just have to, stop it. And that, because I feel people are so afraid of feeling bad that no one, we don't, as a society, we don't want to let ourselves just to be sad or anxious for some time. But sometimes you don't have to do that. You just have to give yourself permission. This is a part of me. It's normal to not be always happy and so that's what I do a lot when I feel this coming.
I think it's like,
but as I say, this is something that works for me.
Yeah,
and I am on medication. I would not stop that.
There's no magic potion there, magic pill. No. There's nothing that works for everyone. It's everyone is so different. They're so individualized that you have to figure out what works for you individually.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be worse if you try to repress it, try to stop how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Instead of letting it out, of course. So, like with a panic attack or something, like now I know what it is, and I just let's. This is gonna be over with in a few minutes. I'll just let it happen instead of like, try to stop it. That's gonna just make it worse.
Just let yourself go through the feeling and and that's actually that's the reason I think it's really important for people to, if they get a diagnostic or something, to actually go and read up about their disorder or disease or like get to know it, because then it's easier to see the signs when you're slipping into something and you can like, I know what's happening. This is what's happening. It's not real, I'm just seeing things like this at the moment, and it will be over. I feel, the moment you get more conscious about your disorder and how it affects you, you can much better, control it or whatever.
Yeah, and there was another thing that I've been thinking about this the past few days, and I kind of wanted to talk to both of you about this because I just think it's an interesting thought. Is do you guys, because like there's this whole one of the big things that everyone wants with disorders and syndromes is they want things to be normalized. They want things to be accepted and understood better. But I'm wondering, because like with depression, for example, depression is something that if you think about it, it has been kind of normalized over the years. And obviously there are stereotypes with that as well. But when I look at depression and I see all the people that are kind of downplaying it a bit or are self-diagnosing themselves with it because they went through, a breakup or something like that. They're like, I guess I have depression now. Do you think that is because of it being normalized or because of stereotypes? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because like there's a difference between depression and then there's your reaction to things. If someone you love dies, for example, you're not depressed, but you're just really sad, and you have to go through all the stages of grief, and you have to, work through it. I would think depression is more when there doesn't seem to be any reason, reason, like you didn't break off with someone didn't die, stuff like that. I feel that depression is more, kind of like that,
Isn't it even like when people maybe kind of have everything, they're like, I have my dream job, like I have a good home, but I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And then they maybe get depressed because they're like, I thought that this was going to make me happy.
Yeah.
Well, but because the reason,
the pursuit of happiness that doesn't really,
Well, because the thing is that, I mean, with depression, we could talk for an hour straight about the difference, or I could talk for an hour straight about the difference between depression and sadness. But the reason I brought this question up, and I've been thinking about it, is because, if we with Tourette syndrome, if we really want to not normalize it and have it, but basically just everyone understands Tourette syndrome and they understand what it is, or at least a lot more than just simply understanding stereotypes. Will it be like depression where it'll be downplayed because of the fact that now it's just normal? Well, it's not normal, but it's normalized. Do you know what I mean? That's what I've been kind of wondering is, well, with all the other, because like with depression and anxiety, those are two things that have been very, very normalized and understood. And understood is not really a word I want to use because it's not entirely understood by a lot of people. But at the same time, because of it being so normalized, it seems there's so much self-diagnosing of it, and there's also a lot of downplay to it.
Yeah. I feel like that with the OCD.
Oh, yeah. That's another one.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, I have so much OCD. I always have to, like, blah, 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 put all my socks in color in the drawer or whatever. And there's such a difference between being highly organized and having OCD. It's just, and because it affects more like parts of your life. It's not just about cleaning and washing your hands, and like there's a lot of things that you have when you have OCD that people who are like self-diagnosed, I've got all this OCD, don't have. Like just being clumsy and communications and being stubborn when it comes to change. You're just like no, and it's like it's a like a very strong bad feeling, and so I'm not very keen on this self-diagnosing thing that's going on now, because I feel everyone has some kind of like disorder and stuff, and maybe they're just human feelings. You know?
Well, that's why what I think is interesting is like with some of the things that I've been diagnosed with, or like my therapist thought I might have. I remembered I've explained it to people and they're just like, oh yeah, I go through that too. And I'm just like, well, no, I know it's based on, like some of the stuff is similar to everyday things that people go through. But when it happens to the extreme and it happens without your control, there's a difference. Like with dissociation, for example, like people, when you describe the part of dissociation that causes people to kind of go in and out of reality, and it's almost like they're going back and forth between daydreaming, but they don't have control of it. And everyone goes, oh yeah, I daydream all the time. I guess I have dissociation. It's like, no, that's not what it like. Yes, that's like an aspect of it, but you're looking at the small potatoes part of it.
No, I mean, it's just like if you forget one thing and you say, oh, I have Alzheimer's. Yeah. Alzheimer's. Some people are like, oh, sometimes I forget where I put my glasses. I've I have Alzheimer's.
And
it's like, no.
Yeah.
And with OCD, like she was saying, is like when people are like, oh, I just really like having these things particular in this order. I must have OCD. Yeah, but what exactly happens if you don't have it in that order? Because if you say that let's say you have a bunch of things in your fridge and you're like, I really like them in this order. I must have OCD. Okay, well, if you don't put them in that order, what's going to happen? And if they go, well, I'm just not going to like it. Yeah. That's not OCD. Well, that's you being okay with something out of the order that you like.
Out of order, yeah. Right. Yeah.
But there are people that there are people with scars on their body because they've literally harmed themselves because something is not the way that they and it's not even the way that they want it to be. It's the way they need it to be. Yeah. That's the feeling, is that they need it to be that way or that they cannot live.
I mean, don't you get like a headache?
I get headaches. Yeah. If I look at the money in a cash register before I rob a bank.
I was going there.
Yeah. No, if I look at the money in a cash register and the money is turned the wrong way, I actually get headaches. I physically get headaches, and sometimes I get stomach aches as well. I think
there should be some law that just bans
right. Someone get it.
Like, what are people thinking? What's wrong with you?
The weirdest one, though.
I did that. I worked at a dance bar for 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. I was covering for another guy, and I was like, "There's no wrong way of putting." Money in the register. There's no wrong.
Yes, there is.
No, it is not.
If they all, you just have to have them all facing the same way.
Okay.
I don't care if you have the back or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there was a busy night. You were serving 3 people and you getting money. I was like, I'm not going to take time out to this is the correct. It's facing the correct way now. I just put it in the register.
I don't.
And then afterwards, he was like, "It's all wrong. It's all wrong."
No, look.
I was like, "It's not wrong." He was like, "You're giving me headaches." I was like, "What a drama queen!"
Look, I do not care if someone comes in the bar and asks for 20 mojitos, and then the person asks for them just simply wants a Coca-Cola. You take that time. You put the bills in order in the register, because otherwise you're a fucking lunatic.
I mean, first I was kind of
that is chaos.
I mean, at first
you're a lunatic who snores.
You're a snoring lunatic. No, I mean, first when it was not just you, it was you and Bjarni. You were both like, could you face the money in the right way? I was like, no, this doesn't matter. And you're like, it really matters. I was like, no, this is just wasting my time. And I got kind of pissed about this. And then you just kind of, when you explained to me, like, this is actually giving me headache. I'm not even like, this is my OCD. I was like, okay, I'll try, because I was like, this doesn't matter at all.
Well, one of the weirdest things that I get from OCD is like, when occasionally, like you get a hair on your body that's darker than all the others.
I don't have hair on my body.
You know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but like for example, like every once in a while I get like a hair that's like 10 shades darker than every other hair, and I have to pull it out. Yeah. Like I have to. I feel that need. I have to pull it out. And I've had days where like my fingernails don't get a grip on it, and I can't pull it out, and I get insanely bad stomach aches. Well, like when you haven't eaten for like a whole day, and you just have that immense pain in your stomach. I get that like instantly if I can't get the hair out of my arm.
Well, for some reason I get that. I mean I get this one here on my chin or like on my cheek, and I have to take it out. I feel like it's like in the way, and I was like, I have to pull it out. So I get that, but the money thing I don't get. I was like,
it's that same organized thing. It's that same thing of there needs to be organization to it, and there needs to be like a system to it. If I have all hairs that are the same color and then one of them is different, that one has to go. If I have all bills in the register and one of them is facing the other way, it has to face the correct way.
Of course.
I mean, I remember when we first started hanging out, I was getting to know you. I mean, I would tease you with OCD things.
You all the time.
Yeah, Because I thought, I just thought it was funny.
And it's so mean.
Yeah, but I didn't know how mean it was. I just thought it was funny. I was sending him pictures of something that was out of order. I was like, hey, Dad, look at that. And you were just like, could you please stop?
I get so much stuff like that from people and teasing me like, no, I'm going to cure you from this. You're not going to sit in this chair. You're going to say, no. And I'm just like, okay, you want me to beat you up or like...
yeah, but yeah.
My OCD. It's like, I just...
Yeah.
There's only been one...
But I refuse to just give in to the OCD, so...
Yeah.
So there are some things I do on purpose. Like now, I do not have like identical socks on my feet.
Wow!
And I'm like, yes, I'm challenging my OCD, and I feel like a hero when I do this.
I'm beating this thing. I'm beating it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna when I come, when I'm taking a shower or bath or whatever. I'm going to put my bra on first and, like I'm just going to dress in like a silly order just to challenge my OCD. So I do try that.
Yeah. I just remember like you were talking about when people are self-diagnosing.
Yeah.
Because like the only thing that I do is, which is a little bit OCD, but I don't have OCD at all. That's why I could do it with the money and thing. The only thing, if I have tabs on the computer, a lot of tabs.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook always has to be to the far left. It has to start with Facebook and then preferably Gmail and then something else. But Facebook always has to be to the left at the end. Just has to.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, so I must have OCD. But that's just my little quirk.
You just have organizing skills.
I do not have that at all.
I will say though that one part of
the only thing I organize is like the tabs.
One part of OCD though for me that like I found that roommates in the past have loved is when I've like gone like when I get like these like the like hypomania type episodes.
That's a good thing.
I just start cleaning. I clean everything, and I get to like the room with like all of our DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever, and I alphabetize all of them. And then like one of my roommates will walk in and they'll be like, "Wait, this makes it so much easier. Why don't we just have it this way the whole time?" And I'm like, exactly, because I keep fixing it and then you mess it up.
You were just doing this like 2 days ago.
I was. Yeah. Well, because Alex and I were cleaning
next
the
time
living
you can
room.
call me and I can invite you to visit.
We can have an organization party.
But
that would be awesome, Dan. If we would just meet and we would just put all kinds of stuff in order and like. That would be my dream. If someone had like a lot of all kinds of like books or like papers about all kinds of stuff, I would so love to just get into that and just
people don't understand. Like Elva and I, we used to have a bonding experience after the shows when we would get tips.
Yeah.
Because it's when you're in Iceland, you get a lot of different currencies. So Elva, I'd go to Elva and I'd be like, Elva, we need to separate these so that the Icelandic coins are taken out. And she goes, oh, that's awesome. we'd sit down and she'd just literally get game face on. Like her game face would be on and she'd be like, let's do this. And then we'd sit there and we'd sort through all the coins. No questions asked. Everyone would be in party mode, but like around us. They'd be like having drinks. They'd be singing karaoke and we'd be at a table going, yep, that's Icelandic. Okay, that is Euro. That is
it's so fulfilling. It's so good. I love it.
Because we're getting close to the end here. Before we get to the end, there was something that we did in the episode last week that I actually wanted to do again this week with a different topic. I would like to play a game with you guys.
Yay!
All right. So basically, last week, you're gonna get a kick out of this, Þórhallur.
Yep.
So last week, we played a game. I played a game with Alex and Stepnir where I had them list a band name or artist for each letter of their first name. So for this one, we are going to go movies.
Okay.
So,
Movies.
yeah, so each of us are going to say a movie that starts with each.
Movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
That starts with each letter of our first name. Starting with Þórhallur.
Well,
It can be Icelandic.
my first letter is an Icelandic letter. It only exists here.
Yeah.
It's thought.
Cry me a river. Just,
You're Elva. There's not one Icelandic letter in that. There's no one Icelandic. I don't think there's a movie that begins with thought.
There's no Icelandic movie that begins with thought.
No, not that I remember.
Okay, I'll come back to that. But Óðal feðranna.
Mm-hmm.
Are wow.
Doesn't have to be Icelandic movies.
No, I'm just blanking on. Wow. Wow.
Room?
Yeah, Room. But you're not supposed to help me though.
Oh, sorry.
House on the Hill.
House on the Hill?
That's a
There's probably a movie
Yeah.
that is called The
House on the
House
Hill.
on the Hill. Are you talking about The Haunting of Hill House or
Yeah.
Or The Hill on Haunt? Or-
Hillbillies. The House of Hillbillies.
Yes.
I'll give you that one. Go ahead.
American Dream.
Okay.
What's my name again?
Did you mean American Beauty?
American Beauty.
So A.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah. L.
L. Wow, why am I so bad at this? Because I love movies.
Because you're on the spot doing this.
That's why. This is why I don't like games. Now I'm getting anxiety and my brain is shutting down.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
Something that begins on L-O.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Okay.
Another L.
Yeah.
It was so hard for that one, and now you have another L.
Can it be also TV shows?
Oh well, there's a song in Spanish that also is a movie.
Oh, but I thought Lolita.
Sure, but I was going with La Bamba.
Yeah, you.
I was trying to hint to you, Lord of the Rings, but no.
Euphoria.
That begins with an E.
I know. Utopia. There must be a movie called Utopia.
There is a movie called Utopia. Yes.
R again. R-rated films.
Yes.
This was horrible.
Yeah. You did really good.
And nothing with thought.
Good. You could have gone with Raiders of the Lost Ark, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Is there no Icelandic movie that begins with Þetta?
Oh, there's one movie that's called Þetta Reddast.
There you go.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Elva's turn. So E.
So is it just my first name?
E. Yeah, just your first name.
Okay, Elf.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
There we go.
V.
Now I can think about a lot of things.
V?
Yeah.
They were just...
Yeah, I thought there was a movie called V.
V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Or V for Vendetta.
So, A.
I remember what I was thinking about with A. No.
There was a movie in the 80s that Leslie Nielsen was in, and he kept saying yes, but don't call me. There we go.
I got it, yeah.
I think I was going to say American History X earlier.
Yeah,
What did I say?
American Beauty.
No,
Well, you said American Dream.
Yeah, I don't. Why did I say that?
All right.
What's going on in my brain? I don't like my brain.
Nothing.
So last week, Þórhallur made me. Last week, you made me do this with my last name. Do you guys want me to do my first name, and I can? Do you want me to do my full first name or my last name?
Oh, Daniel or Saren. It needs to be everything. I mean, it's always more fun if you need to find something with a Z.
Yeah.
Zeta. That's what we call it in Iceland. Zeta.
It's easier with movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Zaren. Okay. So we'll go Zombie Strippers. That's a movie. It's a movie with Robert Englund and Jenna Jameson.
Oh, you've already thought about all this.
No. E for Evil Dead.
He's a cheater.
E for Evil Dead. I'm in horror movie mode.
Okay.
R for. I mean, I said Raiders of the Lost Ark earlier, but I'm gonna change it to Rosemary's Baby.
Okay.
I for Incubus, which also has Robert Englund in it. And then we'll go with N for Nosferatu.
Nice work.
Okay.
I am so ashamed of myself because
yes, you should be. I'm ashamed of you also.
Yeah, but I'm more ashamed than usual. It's more.
Yes.
Sure. Should we go last names? No, I'm kidding.
Þórhallsson.
Yeah, but this was a lot of fun. We are down to the end of the episode, though.
This was not fun. This was horrible.
This was a lot of fun.
I'm not going to sleep tonight because I'm going to think, what?
It was fun for the people who got who were good at it.
I'm going to overthink
virtual
this.
fist bump.
Yeah, I'm going to overthink this for the next 3 years.
There you go.
Boink.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this. This has been an awesome chat. So for those of you listening in, if you have any questions or topics or anything you want us to talk about on this podcast, just send them to us at info@mvhtshow.com. That's info@mvhtshow.com. You can find out more information about us at facebook.com/myvoiceshavtourettes, or you can find us on Instagram at myvoiceshavtourettes or Twitter at mvhtshow. We also have mvhtshow.com. If you'd like to support this podcast, help us get more equipment, so maybe we can do 3 people in the same room. I mean, technically, we're in the same room.
Yeah.
Just she's virtually in the same room. We're in the same apartment.
Yeah.
But check out paypal.me/mvhtshow. That's paypal.me/mvhtshow.
She's actually in the living room. She's in the living room.
She is in the other room.
I mean, we did.
Yes, because I forgot that there's COVID and I shouldn't go to people's houses and.
Yeah, we did plan this, that you would be at your home. You would be at your home, and we would talk
do
to
this
you
from my home, and I forgot. You just came here, and
we just heard the somebody rang the doorbell. We were like, is Elva here? Like, no, she can't be here. We're gonna do this through the computer, and they were like, hi guys. We're like, Elva, what are you doing here?
I forgot.
We're like, okay, just go take my computer, go into the living room, and we'll fake it. We'll fake it.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. No one will ever know except for now that we're explaining it. But if you would,
you gotta love it. That's
right? But if you're listening to this and you love this podcast, make sure you tell all your friends about it. This episode has been brought to you by Gamesla Studio, The Secret Cellar, Iceland's first and only comedy club, and Smári's Volcano Sauce, the best hot sauces I've ever had in my life. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any of the such, be sure to rate and review our podcast or subscribe to us. We love the 5-star reviews, but if you really don't like this podcast, let us know. Give us a 1-star review and tell us what we should fix, because we want this to be the best for everyone. So just let us know the honest truth, and we'll check that out. Other than that, thank you so much for listening, and check out new episodes every Tuesday.